Hi guys, today's video is all about underrated fragrances. These perfumes, in my opinion, deserve more hype as I feel like they are just not being talked about yet, so people are not really keen in trying them, if you know what I mean. I've had these fragrances for quite some time and I really love them. And in my opinion, these perfumes definitely deserve more hype. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Joanna and I do reviews and recommendations of affordable and luxury fragrances in my channel. Now, if that sounds appealing to you, then please do keep watching and consider subscribing. First perfume in today's list is from the very well-loved house of Kayali. And Kayali has a couple of well-loved fragrances like Vanilla 28, Yum Pistachio, Silk Santal that will be back in stock by October 1st, and Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. I'm just wondering why nobody really hype Velvet Santal. Because in my opinion, this perfume is one of their most elegant scents. If you still don't know, this is part of their wedding collection. So basically, Silk Santal is the bride scent and this is the groom scent. So I think people were thinking that this is mainly masculine leaning, but in my opinion, guys, this is so unisex. This is such a soft, gentle, cozy sandalwood fragrance that I really enjoy using. I have featured this fragrance in my favorite sandalwood fragrances because it is so beautiful and I feel like it deserves more hype. I mentioned that this is a cozy fragrance because it has that refreshing jasmine tea in the opening. However, as it dries down, a creamy and clean sandalwood takes over along with a very gentle benzoin. This is so beautiful. I feel like if you love woody scents, like me, you're gonna love this one, especially if you love sandalwood. I can even imagine myself wearing this as a signature scent. It is that beautiful. There is something calming and chic about this fragrance. You know what? Since I've tried all of the Kayali fragrances, I feel like Velvet Santal is probably the most unique out of their collection because it has that unisex vibe that I think I'm attracted to. Because if you watch my channel, you know that I enjoy unisex kind of fragrances, and most Kayali fragrances, I must say, are very girly and feminine leaning. However, Velvet Santal has that very chic, cozy and unisex vibe that I am enjoying a lot. If you enjoy tea, musk and sandalwood in your fragrances, I recommend you checking out Velvet Santal. When it comes to longevity and projection, I will say that this is quite moderate. Let's say lasts me around 4 to 6 hours with moderate to soft projection, and I'm not complaining because I feel like with this kind of chic scent, that kind of projection is just perfect. So yeah, once again, Velvet Santal by Kayali. Next up is a fragrance from a brand that broke the internet last year because of Bianco Latte. And yes, I'm talking about Giardini di Toscana. And no, I'm not talking about Bianco Latte, Celeste, or Bora Bora. Instead, I want to talk about Blu Indaco. And guys, this fragrance is very underrated as I haven't really seen people talking about it. And I'm wondering why. This is such a beautiful, peppery, and powdery, musky scent that to me smells expensive. It has that baby talc powder texture, but at the same time, it also has that powdered sugar feel. The most prominent notes in here are pepper, powdery almond, musk, and ambroxan. It's a kind of scent that I will wear as a signature scent. Despite of it smelling like a baby powder, it also smells like very fine and smooth, and there's something about it that smells like quiet luxury to me. And actually, it kind of reminds me of Tardes by Carner Barcelona. So if you love that kind of powdery almond in Tardes, I highly recommend you checking out Blu Indaco, because they have the same kind of powdery almond. I think that's why I am loving Blu Indaco, because the powdery almond in Tardes is like my kind of almond, and this fragrance has that. I will say though that the difference is that this has more sharpness and it is more peppery. In the note breakdown, actually it says that it has frangipani, but to be honest, I am not getting any kind of floral nuance in this fragrance. This to me is mainly powdery musk and almond with a dusting of pink pepper and like a heavy ambroxan in the base. Yes, I mentioned ambroxan. However, I feel like it is just enough to make this fragrance last for a very long time, because guys, the performance of Blu Indaco is like any other Giardini di Toscana's fragrances. I will say that it lasts for a very long time. Let's say 8 to 10 hours on skin, and it lasts eternal on clothes. But when it comes to projection, let's say it is strong for the first hour until it becomes moderate, but guys, it doesn't turn into a skin scent. You will still be smelled if you wear Blu Indaco. So yeah, I'm just wondering why people are not talking about this fragrance. I feel like it's a great fragrance, especially if you love clean, powdery, almond and musky scents. Once again, Blu Indaco by Giardini di Toscana, and I find this fragrance unisex. Next up is Volcano by Carner Barcelona, and if you watch my channel, you know that I am non-stop talking about this since I received it from the brand, because I am really enjoying this fragrance. This is for all my spicy rose oud lovers out there. This fragrance has a lot of strong and powerful notes in it. Imagine patchouli, oud, labdanum, benzoin, and also it has a strong rose. But then guys, this is so well blended, and I just feel like it is such a luxurious fragrance. To me, this is rose, oud, and spicy kind of scent that smells very expensive actually. If I didn't know that this is from Carner Barcelona, I will think of a very expensive and luxurious brand like Fragrance du Bois, for example. I find this fragrance so rich and bold. If you watch my channel, you know that I love rose fragrances, and I recently included this in my top rose fragrances because it is that beautiful. I definitely get all the strong notes in here like patchouli, labdanum, benzoin, oud, and olibanum. However, there's no signs of scritchiness at all. It is so well blended, and it just amazed me that nobody has really talked about this fragrance. I feel like it should be more hyped, especially this fall and winter season, because I think this is the time for Volcano to shine. This, in my opinion, is a cold season scent. Have you tried this fragrance? Please let me know in the comments down below, because I would love to know. I'm really wondering why nobody has really talked about this fragrance. Anyway, once again, Volcano by Carner Barcelona, and I find this a unisex fragrance in spite of it being heavy in rose. Next fragrance is from a brand that brought us one of the most hyped vanillas in social media, Silky Woods. And I'm talking about the brand of Goldfield in Banks. I have several bottles from this brand, and in my opinion, this is their best. And this is called Silky Woods Elixir. And yes, I'm referring to the flanker of Silky Woods. If you think that this will just smell like silky woods, it's not. In my opinion, this is a kind of flanker that actually made a statement because this is different from silky woods. Even though it is still heavy in vanilla, I feel like it is still the same vanilla that they use in silky woods. This one though has some spices and darkness in it that I find so sexy and alluring. Imagine the sparkly vibes of silky woods with an added oud, saffron, cypriol oil, fig leaf, and oak moss. Silky woods elixir is rich and bold. There's something about the saffron and the figs in here that I find really, really attractive. This will definitely be one of my signature scents in the upcoming winter. And actually, I cannot wait for winter to come for me to rock this fragrance once again. And I want to know if any of you have tried this fragrance and what do you think of it? Because to me, it is a bomb of a fragrance. This, I must say, is like my kind of scent. I find it very unique because of the fig, saffron, and oud combo that are in here. I just find this to be really alluring, and I'm wondering why nobody's talking about this fragrance. If you love spicy vanilla and also creamy greenness in your fragrances, I highly recommend you checking out Silky Woods Elixir. This has a perfect amount of creamy greenness, spices, and vanilla, topped off with sexy saffron. And guys, when it comes to performance, this is amazing. It lasts more than 8 hours on skin, and it definitely has a strong projection for the first 2 hours until it becomes moderate. Really amazing fragrance that I think deserves more hype. Once again, Silky Woods Elixir by Goldfield and Banks, and I find this fragrance unisex. All right, next up is a fragrance that is on top of my wish list. And yeah, having said that, I don't have a bottle yet. And this is called Extrait Blanc from Elisire. All right, guys, I haven't heard anyone talking about this fragrance yet, except me. I reviewed this fragrance a couple of months ago, and I've been saving the last drops of this decant that I received from Sommelier du Parfum. And guys, what can I say? This is my favorite rice fragrance, okay? This is so good. So beautiful and addictive. This smells like a steaming white rice with cocooning cashmere, musk, and dusting of ginger. It is so beautiful. This starts off quite nutty. However, actually you'll realize that it's not nuts. It is something else. It is steamed rice. This is so milky and creamy. This is how I imagine Blanche Bette will be on my skin. I can see the similarities between Extrait Blanc and Blanche Bette. They share the same tuberose and creamy and almost milky sandalwood. However, Elisire Extrait Blanc doesn't turn sour on me. Because Blanche Bette turns sour on me, to the point that it is a big scrubber for me. Anyway, I know a lot of you love that one. However, it doesn't work with my skin chemistry. So for me, Blanche Bette was never a favorite. I think it's just because of a skin chemistry issue. But with Extrait Blanc, guys, this has a very cocooning rice, cashmere, and musk. The orange blossom and tuberose are just in the background. To be honest, you won't even notice it. However, you know that it's there, especially the tuberose. It is very, very gentle. And also it has that slight dusting of pepper and ginger that feels quite invigorating. I know that I describe this as a cozy and cocooning fragrance. However, there's something about it that feels invigorating as well. And I feel like it is that ginger and pink pepper. It is so beautiful. And really, guys, if you are into lactonic scents, I highly recommend you checking out Extrait Blanc. This is a fragrance that is a must own for me this year. This is in the top of my wish list. And also, guys, when it comes to performance, this is strong and potent, like any other Elixir fragrances, okay? Have you tried that brand, by the way? Because they have some bomb fragrances. But anyway, let's talk about this fragrance. Extrait Blanc has almost like a beast mode projection. I think that's why I'm very impressed with this fragrance, because I have rice fragrances in my collection, and to be honest, most of them have soft to moderate projection, and also they don't really last. You know, let's say they last around 4 to 6 hours, and Extrait Blanc lasts more than 10 hours on me. So yeah, you have to check this one out if you are into fragrances with a prominent rice note. I highly recommend Elixir Extrait Blanc, and this is a feminine leaning fragrance. Such an amazing rice prominent scent. All right, next up is Cappadocia by Memo. I haven't bought a bottle yet, and also this is on top of my wish list as well, because guys, this is a very unique fragrance. If you love saffron and also you love creamy lactonic scents, then I highly recommend you checking out Cappadocia. I have reviewed this fragrance a couple of months ago in my channel, and as far as I remember, this was the only standout perfumes from the bunch of the samples that I've tried. And guys, this is so good. To be honest, I actually sampled this fragrance by coincidence because I saw the name Cappadocia. And of course, the first thing that came to mind is Cappadocia, that Flintstones village in Turkey, which is one of the most enchanting and dreamy places that I've ever been. So yeah, when I've tried this one out, I would say that it reminds me of like a Turkish delight with an added smooth saffron and leather. I know there's no leather listed in this fragrance. However, you know, the first time I sniffed this, the first note that came to mind was actually leather, and second was saffron. And yeah, I'm surprised that there's no leather here, because without reading the notes, I will describe this fragrance as like a milky and creamy leather. But actually, yeah, as time goes by, I realized that no, it is a saffron and a creamy sandalwood. This is so beautiful and gentle. It's so hard to describe. It is somehow giving me an enchanting vibe. Such a gorgeous scent that deserves more hype, in my opinion. In the note breakdown, it says that it has rose and jasmine. But I'm not really getting rose in here, or if I am, it will be more of like a rose scented Turkish delight. Yeah, that is the vibe. The saffron, frankincense, and orris combo in here is so unique, very well executed, because there is no screechiness in this fragrance. It is very smooth and lactonic to me. I will say that if you love lactonic and saffron fragrances, but it's a kind of lactonic that doesn't really come out as like extremely milky. This is a kind of lactonic that is more of like a gourmandish kind of lactonic. Yeah, that's why I'm reminded of the Turkish Delight. It's really beautiful, guys, and I feel like a lot of you are sleeping on this fragrance. So I highly recommend you checking this one out if the sound of creamy and milky saffron sounds interesting to you. And I find this fragrance unisex, and when it comes to longevity and projection, this is above average. Let's say, yeah, lasts on my skin for around 6 to 8 hours, and it stays longer on clothes. Like, you need to wash your clothes just for the scent to be removed. And projection, I will say first 2 hours is really strong until it becomes moderate. Yeah, let me know if you've tried this fragrance in the comments down below. Once again, Cappadoccia by Memo. Alright guys, those are the underrated fragrances that I want to share with you guys. Let me know in the comments down below if you've tried any of those perfumes that I mentioned, and if you have any underrated fragrances that you have in mind, please write them down as well, as the community for sure would love to know. And please check out the underrated videos that I've made in the past. I have playlists for you guys to check out. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and see you on my next one. Bye guys!